The Evidence Room is an exhibition of the most critical pieces of architectural evidence that demonstrate that Auschwitz was a deliberate site of murder, of mass murder.
The origin of this material is actually a trial that was held in England in 2000, a libel trial, in which a Holocaust denier was suing an American historian for libel. And I was brought into this trial as an expert witness. And since this Holocaust denier had turned to Holocaust denier on the basis of a forensic report on Auschwitz, where an engineer, an American engineer of gas chambers, because they're still gassing people at that time in the United States legally, had gone to Auschwitz, this man, to basically do a forensic report on the ruins of the gas chambers. He came back and then on the basis of that came to the conclusion there had been no gassings in Auschwitz, which was the most lethal of German extermination camps. This was an incredible boost to Holocaust denial in the late 1980s. And so I was asked to basically go over all of this forensic work again and then in some way create a counter-forensic report. So the report was a very fat report, 750 pages. I defended it in court. And what happened was that I wrote a book about the experience. We won, very big. So let's look at very, very basic gas chamber design. The first important piece of a gas chamber door is when you put them, or we have them on the outside, is that the hinges are on the outside, because after gassing, you want to be able to open the door outwards, because inside the gas chamber everyone is dead, and you cannot open it inwards anymore because the victims will have the tendency to try to go to the door when the lights go out and the gas is introduced. So we see here a door that opens to the outside. This is where the hinge is. Now, if we now go to the design of the building in which this door is, we can see that the doors are also in the plan opening outwards.
Within our exhibition, this is the most notorious piece of equipment. It's also the most mysterious because in the first instance, we know by recorded testimony that they exist, but because they're so incriminating, I suppose, they've been destroyed. They don't exist now. The device itself consists of two wire columns, one on the inside, which actually contains a basket in which the Zyklon B, the poison, is lowered into the chamber, and one on the outside to protect people from getting to the one on the inside. I think there are 4 of those in the room, and there's 2,000 people. I don't imagine there were any lights. They get put into a room, they're packed, they're naked, they're in the room, and then from the outside, a hatch opens. 4 hatches, 4 places where the light comes in, and the basket is lowered, and it's poison. And then the hatch is closed, and 2,000 people die in the dark in agony, which seems to me to be worse than any circle of hell.
Even though the trial proved definitively that the Holocaust happened and that Auschwitz was a deliberately designed factory of death, there are still Holocaust deniers out there. There are people who still say it didn't happen, or Hitler didn't know about it and things like that. So this is an ongoing issue.
Physicians have the oath of Hippocrates. It's very clear for a physician that at a certain moment there are certain things you can do and certain things you cannot do. Architects have actually worked without a moral code, without a real sense of ethics beyond do not overbill your clients for 6,000 years. I think that it's time for architects to actually start to ask themselves about the limitations of their profession, and in some way the best way to go to there, the quickest way to go there, is to actually identify the worst crime ever committed by an architect. And this is, I think, this column. It is that hatch. It's that door.